Yo, Minana, what you doing there?
Oh, what am I doing? Today, we decided to use South Africa as the country of our cross-cultural management and negotiation video project. South Africa is often called the gateway to Africa because of its strong economic ties and economic value to the continent of Africa. Many international businesses go to South Africa, to build their international brands. South Africa is one of the most diverse countries in the world, one of the only countries in the world with over 11 languages and multiple different ethnic and cultural groups, which affects business in the way where it is, how it is, and when it's done. South Africa combines the different type of working cultures like Western and African traditional way of doing work. The meetings are as professional as Western businesses, where people are professionally dressed and speak professionally, but also follows the African tradition of stool, hand-to-hand relationship building, and actual human contact and understanding the other. South Africa has major industries such as mining, finance, telecommunications, and other major industries. And our group decided to use South Africa as our cultural consumer project because we believe that because of its rich international diversity, it makes sense to use.
Now I'll be explaining the negotiation tips and negotiation process commonly practiced in South Africa. So first, relationship building is extremely important before conducting business in South Africa. Unlike some other countries where people immediately focus on contracts and numbers, many South Africans prefer building trust and personal conditions first. Business relationships are often developed slowly over time rather than rushed. So they build connection first. And because of this, small talk plays a major role during meetings. Conversations also about family, travel experiences, sports, or even local culture are common before discussing actual business matters. So, for example,
Hello,
Good morning.
how are you?
I'm good.
How's everything?
Everything's fine, never been better.
How was the flight?
The flight was a bit bumpy, but I'm here.
Nice.
Nice.
Let me show you around.
in South Africa, trust is often viewed as foundation of successful businesses partnership. People usually prefer working with individuals they know, respects, and feel comfortable with. So secondly, next, the respects and professionalism. So professional behavior is highly valued during negotiations. A handshake is a standard for greeting in most businesses settings as it is seen as a sign of respect and professionalism. So titles and senior position are also important. It is common to address people formally, especially during first meetings. Using titles such as Mr., Mrs., or Doctor, or also professional job title shows a respect toward the other party. So, for example,
Good morning, sir. Thank you for taking your time meeting me today.
Great. How are you?
I'm good.
Take a seat.
All right,
Let's
thank
check.
you.
Okay. So let's just get started. Let's not waste anybody's time.
All right, let's do this.
This is the new product we've created here in South Africa.
I see.
It helps the audio impaired people.
appearance also matters in South Africa. Business culture, dressing professionally during meeting helps to create a positive first impression and demonstrates a seriousness and respect for the negotiation process. Another important aspect is the hospitality culture. So in South Africa, for example,
That was a good meeting. I think it was very productive.
All right.
Would you like to go grab a cup?
Sure, let's go to the nearest cafe.
Let's go.
All right.
offering coffee, tea, or meal during meeting is very common. Hospitality is seen as a part of relationship building and creating a welcoming environment. So business lunches and dinners are often used to strengthen the professional relationship outside the formal meeting room. These social settings allow people to communicate more openly and develop stronger trust. Accepting hospitality is generally viewed positively because it shows their appreciation and respects toward the host. Refusing the invitation too quickly may sometimes be seen as distant or uninterested, or it can be seen also as disrespect. So next, let's look at the typical negotiation process in South Africa.
Come in.
Good morning.
Nice to meet you, sir. We are from Minana Solution.
Nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you. Have a seat.
Alright, thanks. So we're looking for a supply partnership for our products.
Yeah, we can provide high quality services for your company.
Alright, that would be perfect.
So for all, I think it's gonna be around 6.5 million.
That's a bit too high for us. Can we do it like around 5 million?
How about we go 5.8 million, all included?
Yeah, sure, that would be perfect.
Okay, that works. So, you agreeing on the terms?
Yes, we confirm the deal, so I will give this to my boss.
Okay. So, ready doing business with you.
The first stage is usually introduction and rapport building. At this stage, both parties introduce themselves and spend time creating a comfortable relationship. This may include casual conversation before serious business discussion begins. The second stage is the discussion of proposal. During this part, both sides explain their goals, expectations, products, services, or business ideas. Communication is usually polite and professional, with both parties trying to understand each other's needs clearly. The third stage involves bargaining and compromise. Negotiation in South Africa often includes discussion and adjustment from both sides. Instead of demanding immediate agreement, negotiation usually prefer compromise and flexibility to achieve a fair outcome. The final stage is agreement and confirmation. Once both parties are satisfied, the agreement is confirmed either verbally or through formal documentation. Clear communication is important to ensure that both sides fully understand the terms of deal. Finally, patience is very important during negotiation in South Africa and other countries too. This decision may take time and sometimes require multiple meetings before a final agreement is reached. Companies often want enough time to evaluate trust, risk, and long-term benefits before making commitments. Because of this, pressure tactics or aggressive negotiation methods are usually not effective. Rushing the process may damage relationship or reduce trust between both parties. Instead, successful negotiators in South Africa focus on patience, professionalism, and building long-term relationship. Trust must be established before major agreements are finalized. So, for example,
So here's the proposal.
I'll get back to you later. I'll update you when I get back to my boss.
Okay, I understand.
Right, thank you.
So in conclusion, negotiation in South Africa is strongly influenced by respect, relationship building, hospitality, and patience. Understanding these cultural values helps create a smoother communication and more successful business partnership.
Okay, now I will be explaining how people in South Africa bargain and how cultural differences differentiate how people bargain in different various markets. The first common bargaining behavior in South Africa is the silent walkaway strategy. In many local markets, usually in the informal ones, buyers usually don't argue aggressively when they think the price is too expensive. Instead, most of the buyers will walk slowly and show that they are not interested, as it is people usually found that doing like that is more respectful to the sellers. For example,
Casio, get your watches. Boss. What's up, You want one of these watches?
How much is this?
What? 500 rand.
No, boss, wait, down.
For you, I give for 300.
Sure.
The silent walkway usually works because this will signal the sellers that the buyer thinks their price is too expensive. By doing so, the sellers will try to adjust the price so that both parties can be happy with the price and a deal can be made. The next bargaining behavior I'm going to be discussing is initial anchoring. Initial anchoring is when the seller will put a higher price so that they expect the buyers will negotiate. This technique is usually used in many informal markets in South Africa. Usually the price that the seller puts at first won't be the final price that they will deal at the end. So at the same time, buyers will give a lower amount that both of them will negotiate till they both reach at the middle point of the price. For example,
Come here, sir. Come.
I think you need another watch. You should buy this watch.
How much is that?
1,000 rand.
That's too much for a watch. I got this for 300. Can you do 500?
No. I make no man. Let's say 900.
How about 750?
Let's meet at 825.
Let's see.
this bargaining behavior shouldn't be viewed negatively but should be viewed as something that is part of the shopping experience, because by doing so it can make sure customer and the seller will have a good interaction and also could build a relationship between both of the party.
Okay, next I'll be talking about the next bargaining behavior, which is bulk purchasing advantage. So when customers will buy multiple items at once, the sellers will usually be willing to give more discounts so that both of them will get benefits, where this is usually common among wholesale markets, small businesses, and also informal trading areas. This bargaining behavior benefits both sides. The buyer will save money and also the seller will make a larger sale that is more efficient for them, actually. Because of this, bulk buying is often viewed as a win-win negotiation strategy for both the buyers and also the sellers. This behavior is also very common among small retailers who buys their supplies from a supplier at a very large quantity to reduce their cost, and in the future they can increase their profit margins.
Keychains.
Yo, how much for one?
For one,
Yeah.
50 rand.
What if I buy 10?
Boss. For you, I give good price. 30 rand.
Sounds like a deal.
Next, we'll talk about culture, which is an aspect that is very important in bargaining in South Africa. So, first, South Africa is known for their multicultural diversity, where we can see communities from Africa, Europe, Indians, and many more. Because of this diversity, bargaining styles are often different depending on the region, community, and also the business environment that they are in. One key factor is South African culture is trust, where many people doing business will usually prefer someone that they know or someone that is recommended rather than only pushing low prices, where they can also maintain respectful communication among the people that they know. In informal markets, bargaining tends to be more flexible, but in formal corporate settings such as shopping malls, chain stores, or professional business negotiation is usually not expected, and also prices are generally fixed, and bargaining is not common at all.
Candles, candles. They smell very nice. Candle, candle. Hello, sir.
Yes, how much is that?
150 rand.
That's quite expensive. Can we do 100?
Boss, let's meet in the middle. 125.
Alright. Oh, cotton buds. I hate cotton buds. I guess how much it is. Hey sir, may I know how much is this?
Says here it's 50 rand.
Can we do 30?
Sorry, sir. We cannot negotiate. It's 50 rand.
It is also important to mention that overly aggressive bargaining may be viewed as something that is quite rude or disrespectful. If buyers push too hard or behave rudely, sellers may lose interest in negotiating altogether. South African culture generally values politeness, patience, mutual respect, and many more during business interactions. So overall, bargaining in South Africa is not only about getting a cheaper price, but it is also about communication, relationships, and also cultural understanding. Behaviors such as silent walkaways, initial anchoring, bulk purchasing, discounts, and also respectful negotiations shows that all reflects that businesses and social values interact within the South African community.
I will also be covering the decision making for South Africa. So, firstly, decision making in South Africa varies depending on the size and type of organization. So, the scale of the organization basically. So, in large corporations, decision making is usually hierarchical and structured. This means that authority is concentrated at higher levels of management, and major business decisions are often made by senior executives or directors, while employees and middle managers are to provide recommendations and feedback. The final decision normally comes from top management. As a result, companies often have formal approval procedures that must be completed before agreements can be finalized. This structured approach can affect negotiation because business representatives may not have the authority to make immediate commitments during meetings. Instead, they may need to consult senior management before giving a final answer. Therefore, international business partners should understand that delays do not necessarily mean a lack of interest, but rather that the organization is following its internal decision-making procedures. So, in contrast, decision making in small businesses is generally more flexible and faster. Many small businesses are owner managed usually, meaning the owner has the direct authority to make important decisions. Because there are fewer layers of management and less bureaucracy, negotiation can progress more quickly, and agreements may be reached in shorter periods of time. This flexibility allows business to respond rapidly to opportunities and changing market conditions. Another important factor is the influence of culture. South Africa is one of the most culturally diverse countries in the world, and this diversity is reflected in workplace practices. Some organizations encourage group discussions and collaborative decision making, where employees are invited to share their opinions before a final decision is made. This approach helps build teamwork and ensures that different perspectives are considered. However, other organizations may follow a more Western style leadership where managers take primarily responsibility for making decisions. Therefore, the decisions making style often depends on the company's culture, leadership, philosophy, and organizational structure. The time factor is also very important in the South African business culture. Formal decisions often take longer because multiple levels of approval may be required. In addition, trust building plays a major role in business relationship. South African generally prefers establish trust and credibility before entering into a long-term agreement, because negotiation may involve several meetings and discussions before a final decision is to be reached. Companies often prefer to evaluate all options carefully rather than rushing into decisions. For international businesses, professional patience is essential. Applying pressure for quick decisions may create discomfort and could even damage the relationship between both parties. Instead, showing respect for decision-making process and allowing sufficient time for consultation can help create stronger partnership and more successful negotiation. This approach demonstrates the professionalism and also the understanding of local business practices. So, to conclude decision making in South Africa, it's influenced by organizational structure, cultural diversity, and also the importance of relationship building. Large corporations tend to follow formal and hierarchical processes, while small businesses often make decisions more quickly and directly. Understanding these differences allows businesses to communicate more effectively, negotiate successfully, and also build a long-term partnership in South Africa markets.
South Africa is known for its cultural diversity, with many ethnic groups, language, and tradition. Because of this diversity, communication in business is very important to ensure mutual understanding and successful negotiation. First, let's look at communication style. In South Africa business settings, English is widely used, especially in meetings, negotiation, and corporate discussion. The communication tone is generally polite, professional, and respectful. However, the level of directness might differ depending on person, culture, background.
Perceptual filters continually shift meanings and interpretations. Remember that game of catch? Imagine it with a lump of clay. As each person touches it, they shape it to fit their own unique perceptions based on any number of variables, like knowledge or past experience, age, race, gender, ethnicity, religion, or family background. Simultaneously, every person interprets the message they receive based on their relationship with the other person and their unique understanding of the semantics and connotations of the exact words being used.
Some individuals communicate more directly, while others prefer a softer and more indirect approach. For example, during negotiation, business people usually try to avoid embarrassing or disrespecting others publicly. Because of this, choosing words carefully and maintaining professionalism is very important. Besides verbal communication, non-verbal communications also play a major role. Handshakes are commonly used when greeting business partner and creating first impression.
Traditional handshake, and then a thumb clasp. Back to traditional handshake. In the olden days, they used to have two hands together with a gentle bow, but now in these days, they have the hand on the elbow just to show respect. The handshakes used to be soft, but now they're a lot firmer. But no one likes a wet fish. When breaking the handshake, you will do the handshake again, click the thumbs together, and bring it all to the heart to show connection. This is one of the African handshakes.
Eye contact is also important because it shows confidence, honesty, and attentiveness. However, overly aggressive eye contact may be seen as disrespectful or intimidating. Body language, facial expression, and respectful gesture also important in building trust and maintaining positive relationship. So this communication style can strongly influence negotiation outcomes. If there is miscommunication, it may damage trust and creating misunderstanding between business partners. This is why relationship building is high value in South African business culture. When negotiators understand each other, communication style and cultural background, discussion more smoother and more effective. Next, I will discuss conflict management in South Africa. In general, South Africans prefer peaceful conflict resolution instead of direct confrontation. Especially in formal business environment, open argument and aggressive behavior are usually avoided because maintaining harmony and professional relationship is considered important. When conflict occurs, business often encourage calm discussion, compromise, and mutual understanding. One common approach is mediation, where senior manager, respected individual, or third parties help resolve disagreement between both sides. This helps create more balanced and respectful discussion. Another important aspect of conflict management in South Africa is the Ubuntu philosophy. Ubuntu means I am because we are.
In Africa, we have this concept of Ubuntu, which is humaneness. It means I am not human without your being present and my allowing you to be present. I am human because you are human. So out of that concept, we therefore then see that we have a shared experience, but also we can find one another and create a peaceful coexistence.
You know, we operate from the fact that I am because you are, meaning I cannot be myself if you're not yourself. You know, almost like that, like you gotta be okay for me to be okay. You know, it's live, you know, these things are not only about me, that together we can be able to make it. So what if you recognize that I am who I am because you are, then you know, everything else will be really taken care of.
This philosophy emphasizes unity, humanity, respect, and community. It teaches that people should work together, support one another, and maintain harmonious relationship. Because of Ubuntu values, maintaining long-term relationship is often seen as more important than simply winning an argument or conflict. Business therefore focuses more on cooperation and preserving trust between parties. To conclude, South Africa combines modern business practices with rich cultural diversity. From this exploration, we can understand that trust and relationship building are essential for successful business negotiation. Communication style may vary across cultures, and decision-making approach may differ depending on organization and industry. Most importantly, respect plays a major role in achieving successful negotiation outcome. In international business, cultural awareness is extremely important because it helps companies avoid misunderstanding and improve cooperation. Business also remain flexible and adaptable when dealing with people from different cultural backgrounds. Overall, strong communication, mutual respect, and long-term relationship building are key factors for success in global business negotiation.
Thank you for watching this video.